Hi there. Let's do Proverbs 28 for December 28th. Let's just jump over there and get into it. We're using the New King James Version and paralleling that with the New Living Translation, just because it's fun. Okay. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. A lot of people use this as an excuse not to go out jogging. But that's not what it means. Okay. Stand your ground. Verse 2. Because the transgression of a land, many are its princes, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, right will be prolonged. That's confusing. It says over here, where there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. Wow. But wise and knowledgeable leaders bring stability. You know, there's a huge... Dang it. Huge fight. You can see this happening right now in our own government. Moral rot within a nation, the government topples easily. Yeah. A poor man oppresses the poor. A poor man who oppresses the poor is like a driving rain which leaves no food or destroys the crops. Poor man who oppresses the poor. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Wow. That sounds like King James, huh? Let's read it over here. To reject the law is to praise the wicked. To obey the law is to fight them. That is so much clearer. And that's why we do the parallels. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked. A lot of that going on too. Evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand all. Right. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one who prefers. What is all this junk going on? Verse 6. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Wow. This is why I don't use the New King James very often. Some of it's just confusing. Let's go here. Yeah, look at how easy this is in this one. Better to be poor and honest than dishonest and rich. Isn't that simple? And this is true. God honors honest people, not rich people. 7. Whoever keeps the law is a discerning son, but a companion of gluttons shames his father. Yeah. One who increases his possessions by usury and extortion gathers it for him who will pity the poor. Well, income from charging high interest rates will end up in the pocket of someone who is kind to the poor. That's interesting. Usury. Increases his possessions by usury and extortion, which is basically high interest rates. That's interesting. Yeah. Will end up in the pocket of someone who's kind to the poor. I'll have to do some research on that one. One who turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Yeah. God detests the prayers of a person who ignores the law. You get that? 10. Whoever causes the upright to go astray in an evil way, he himself will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit good. Right. Those who lead good people along an evil path will fall into their own trap. Right. 11. The rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding searches him out. In other words, rich people may think they're wise, but a poor person with discernment can see right through them, or searches them out. Now you see why we have parallels. When the righteous rejoice, there is great glory, but when the wicked arise, men hide themselves. Right? That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? 13, he who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. Right? Can't hide anything from God. 14, happy is the man who is always reverent, but he who hardens his heart will fall into calamity. Reverent says over here, blessed are those who fear to do wrong, or those who fear the Lord, or those who just fear. But the stubborn are headed for serious trouble. Like a roaring lion and a charging bear is a wicked ruler over people. Right. Lots of those in the world now, huh? Some of these communist countries. A country where there's a north and a south, and yeah. We won't go there in Bible study. A ruler who lacks understanding is a great oppressor, but he who hates covetousness will prolong his days. I like that word. Covetousness. That's in 16. A ruler with no understanding will oppress his people, but one who hates corruption will have a long life. Covetousness and corruption. Let's do this again. Let's look it up. Covetousness. Having or showing a great desire to possess something belonging to someone else. Right. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Right. 17. A man burdened with bloodshed will flee into a pit. Let no one help him. Right. Don't protect a murderer. That's what it says. 18. Whoever walks blamelessly will be saved, but he who is perverse in his ways will suddenly fall. Kind of said that up there, didn't it? He who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows frivolity, you like that word, frivolity, will have poverty enough. A hard worker has plenty of food, but a person who chases fantasies ends up in poverty. Right? Dreamers. They call them dreamers. Okay. A faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. No such thing as a get rich quick scheme, huh? And they're still doing it. Man, they did it back then, and they're still doing it now. Let me show you how I made $1 million on the internet. Right. Don't fall for that stuff. 21. To show partiality is not good, because for a piece of bread, a man will transgress. Or some people will do wrong for a mere meal. 22. A man with an evil eye hastens after riches and does not consider that poverty will come upon him. Right. Right. Greedy people try to get rich quick, but don't realize they're headed for poverty. Okay. 23. He who rebukes a man will find more favor afterward than he who flatters with the tongue. Right. Right. Up here it says, in the end, people appreciate honest criticism far more than flattery. In the end, not right away. 24. Whoever robs his father or his mother and says it's no transgression, the same is companion to a destroyer. Now let's read that over here. Anyone who steals from his father or mother and says what's wrong with that is no better than a murderer. Very clear over there, isn't it? Don't steal from your parents. That's horrible. Soon enough. 25. He who is of a proud heart stirs up strife, but he who trusts in the Lord will be prospered. Right. Greed causes fighting. Trusting the Lord leads to prosperity. 26. He who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but whoever walks wisely will be delivered. I like that. Those who trust their own insight are foolish, but anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. There you go. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eyes will have many curses. I like that one. Okay, what's it say over here? And this is true. Whoever gives to the poor will lack nothing. Those who close their eyes to poverty will be cursed. Okay. God says give to the poor. Jesus said give to the poor. Everybody said give to the poor. And by giving to the poor, you're giving to the Lord, and he always pays you back more than you give every single time. Okay? It's never been proven wrong. Every single time. So, think about that. And verse 28, when the wicked arise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. When the wicked meet disaster, the godly flourish. We're kind of waiting for that, aren't we? So, that's Proverbs 28. There's only 3 left, then we can start it in a new version. What do we highlight here? Different stuff on different sides. Verse 2. Man, don't have to tell anybody this. Huh? Where there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. But wise and knowledgeable leaders bring stability. Right. Especially when they get it, when they usurp power illegally. Verse 4, those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Right. And over here it says to reject the law is to praise the wicked, to obey the law is to fight them. Right. We highlighted verse 6, and this is good. You know, better to be poor and honest than to be dishonest and rich. A lot of dishonest rich people, huh? And they come by their riches dishonestly, okay? Sometimes Satan himself will promise them riches and honor if they do his bidding, and they do. Lots of entertainers now are this dishonest rich who openly serve Satan on stage, just openly, you know? And people just, they eat it up. It's crazy. You need to run from that stuff. And we highlighted verse 8 over here. Income from charging high interest rates will end up in the pocket of someone who is kind to the poor. I'll have to do some research on that one. What else do we highlight? Verse 16, covetousness. That's a new word. Which is basically wanting something that belongs to somebody else. We highlighted one word in 19, frivolity. He who follows frivolity, the crooked will be fantasies. Chases fantasies, frivolity. I like that. And verse 27, very important. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eyes will have many curses. Right. You just walk by the poor, and you have the ability to help them, and you don't. Yeah, be cursed. And part of 28. When the wicked meet disaster, the godly flourish. Well, there you have it. That's Proverbs 28 for December 28th. Only a few days left this year. Yeah, and there's 3 Proverbs left in this version. And we'll keep going. I'm going to keep going. I do this for myself because I want to gain wisdom. I want all of these committed to memory, so it will just automatically be part of my nature to be wise and discerning, have integrity, be humble, know when to keep my mouth shut, and all that stuff. See, we're learning. So, until next time, see you later. Be good, be wise.